More than $1 trillion. That's how much US stocks lost in yesterday's trade. It was their worst drop since September 2022. And what triggered this fall? The question, in fact, should be who triggered this fall? And the unanimous answer is President Donald Trump. Yesterday, we told you about the fear of recession in America. Many experts believe the US could enter a recession this year. So President Trump was asked about it, about whether he thinks there will be a recession. And Trump uncharacteristically refused to rule out the possibility.
But are you expecting a recession this year?
I hate to predict things like that. There is a period of transition because what we're doing is very big. We're bringing wealth back to America.
A period of transition. That's how President Trump described it. The question, as you saw, was simple and straightforward. Are you expecting a recession this year? Trump could have just said no and avoided the market Armageddon. Instead, he gave an ambiguous response, and that is something that investors hate. They loathe uncertainty. It rattles them. So when Trump gave a non-committal response, they decided to pull their investments. And this triggered a market collapse. Some of America's biggest companies took a hit, including and especially the tech sector. Big tech is among Donald Trump's biggest supporters, and they were among the worst affected by this market collapse. Trump's comments hit them hard. America's biggest technology companies lost some $750 billion in all, in one day's trade, $750 billion. The list includes giants like Apple. The iPhone maker lost some $174 billion in a day. Microsoft's value fell by $98 billion. Google's parent company, Alphabet, lost $95 billion. Amazon, $50 billion, and Facebook's parent company, Meta, lost $70 billion. Even Tesla was not spared, despite President Trump's vocal support for Elon Musk, or perhaps because of it, Tesla is struggling. Musk is practically living in the White House. He's being called the co-president of America. He wields immense power in the Trump administration, but none of this has impressed investors. Tesla shares plunged by 15% yesterday. That's a $125 billion loss in a single day, $125 billion. In fact, Tesla has lost more than half of its value since December 2024. Some $800 billion have been wiped out in 3 months. This is $800 billion from Tesla's market capitalization, gone in less than 3 months. When Trump won the election, Elon Musk's companies witnessed a rally. It was called the Trump bump, because Elon Musk had bet on a Trump victory. He financed Donald Trump's campaign, and that bet paid off. Trump became the US president, and Musk received a handsome reward. He was appointed as a senior advisor to the president. And the man who's running DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency. DOGE is fundamentally reshaping the US government. It has ordered mass layoffs from various government departments. It has killed contracts worth billions of dollars, so Elon Musk's influence has become a matter of debate. Trump's cabinet members have questioned it. Despite all of the controversy and the backlash, Trump continues to support Musk. So much so that he now wants to buy a Tesla as a show of support for Elon Musk. Trump has blamed what he calls radical left lunatics for the Tesla slump. He says these left lunatics are boycotting Tesla, which is why the stock is falling. But what about the rest of the market? Are lunatics now sabotaging the American market too? Or is this a crisis of confidence for the president? Because investors, irrespective of their political leaning, have been gradually pulling out of US stocks over the past month. The S&P 500 in the last 1 month has lost $4 trillion in value. This index, S&P 500, tracks America's top 500 companies. It has lost $4 trillion in about a month. Overall, the market sentiment is bearish, and the reason for that are Trump's tariffs. His trade war with America's biggest partners, countries like Canada, Mexico, and China, has made investors wary. They don't like the constant back and forth. It is fueling uncertainty, and we've seen 2 instances already of this back and forth. Trump announces tariffs on US trade partners only to roll them back and then declare a new deadline. Now the date is April 2nd. That's when Trump says he will impose sweeping tariffs.
You're worried about a recession. Maria Bartiromo asked you, and you kind of hesitated.
I'll tell you what, of course you hesitate. Who knows? All I know is this: we're going to take in hundreds of millions of dollars in tariffs, and we're going to become so rich, you're not going to know where to spend all that money. I'm telling you, you just watch.
Trump's tariffs are draining global investors. Markets around the world are bleeding. Japan's Nikkei fell by almost 1%. South Korean markets lost about 1.3%. South Korea's acting president has spoken about this. He says America first is hurting his country.
The arrow of Trump's America First policies have started targeting our country. President Trump has recently claimed in his congressional speech and other remarks that South Korea's tariffs are unfair and has called for the abolition of subsidies promised to semiconductor companies, signaling all-out pressure.
Indian markets too were trading in the red today. However, by the end of trading day, we saw some recovery. But this chaos is not over yet. Yesterday was particularly bad, yes. It was also a message of sorts from investors to the American president. They are not happy with his handling of the economy.
Merci beaucoup. Hi, how are you?
Very well, thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Namaste, Mr. President.
Bharat Kelogan, Komeri Namaste.
How many people generally follow you in interviews?
Typically in a month, we have viewers up to 150 million. That's more than twice the population of France. And in the last 2 years, we had 3 billion viewers. So I say, Lohon, this is your chance to be famous. You're on Firstpost. One word to describe your equation with Prime Minister Modi.
Amitié.
As India and France work together, are you creating a new era of non-alignment in the technology space?
India is a training superpower. 1 million engineers a year, more than all of Europe and the US combined. So we have that partnership. We have a partnership on the environment and the economy. We also have civilian nuclear programs. And that is something we've developed far beyond the France-India relationship. So we want to work together on AI.
And then comes China with its DeepSeek, creating models at a fraction of the cost. Did that innovation take you by surprise? Did that breakthrough make you sit up and think, what did the Chinese do and how?
But what did DeepSeek do? They took everything that was already available from the last AI model and then they recalibrated it.
So are you going to ban Chinese AI in France?
So we don't have this American approach of banning tech because of where it comes from.